What up, channel? It's Foreplayy, and this is another commentary. This one is branding yourself and or your team part 2. A lot of you asked for a part 2 just due to the fact that part 1 wasn't enough. So guess what? You get a part 2. Simple as that. The gameplay first off is Yemen Hardpoint with my team, Caliber Gaming. For those of you that don't know, I'm making an announcement video, or it might already be up by the time this video goes out. I was going to do it with my whole team. Couldn't get everybody on, and I figured, hey, I'm tired of waiting. So I wanted to do it anyway. But anyway, going into this, I think in this gameplay I go 32 and 12 or 32 and 17, something like that. Pretty good game. Have a couple good 3 pieces using an M8. Trying to use my M8 more instead of my SMGs just to be more well-rounded of a player. Definitely get my M8 shot where it needs to be, as well as playing with an SMG, trying to dominate with that. So going into branding yourself, if you guys missed branding yourself part 1, it's pretty crucial that you go back and watch that video just because you need to know what I was talking about. And in that video I talk about how you need to brand yourself as a player and or your team to get potential sponsors and also just get your image out. Gaming is all about image, just due to the fact that anyone can press buttons, anyone can do exactly what you're doing, but it's what you make of it, like creating a YouTube, a Twitter, getting your name out there to where it needs to be, to where you can be more successful, because ultimately nobody just wants to be a good gamer. And if you do, and that's all like your limits and expectations are set for, then that's good. You know what I mean? That's definitely your lifestyle, and I'm not going to critique that. However, going into part 2, I wanted to talk about getting those sponsors and how to approach them. Also, I kind of want to address the fact that a lot of people's image can get ruined by a subtle little thing. I know that there's a lot of people on Twitter that have done some crazy stuff that a lot of people don't condone, and I want to tell you first and foremost, do not do anything on Twitter that your mother wouldn't want you to do, or your father, or anybody really. Just try to have manners when it comes to that. And also, okay, so going into sponsors, this is something that needs to be addressed. Everyone asks me all the time in my inbox, hey, Foreplayy, how do I land sponsors so I can get able to go to like MLG Dallas, or I can go to these events? And to be honest, that's one of the hardest things ever, is landing sponsors, because even myself, back in the day, I was on the most winningest team ever, and I could not land a sponsor to save my life. And that was just due to the fact that you have to hit up the right people, the right companies, etc. And you have to just kind of brand yourself. Like, that's obviously what we're doing in this video. So when you hit up a sponsor, don't be like everyone else and say, hey, can you guys sponsor me for this and that? You need to say, hey, I would like to represent your company and or corporation for this event, and then explain to them what the event is in detail, and also show them other videos. I know that we on NVS have a video called the Eon Experience. If you guys want to use that to promote or push yourself to potential sponsors, you're definitely more than welcome to say this is the style video I can get for you. And also, number 2, you want to hit up companies that aren't necessarily as big as these other companies, or if not as big, if not as promoted. Like, you don't want to hit up a company that's clearly not like gonna say no. Like, if you hit up let's use an example, who makes diapers? Like, okay, let's just use a diaper example. If there's a company that sells diapers, they're more than likely not gonna sponsor your team to go to an event. Granted, it'd be cool because they have a lot of money, because there's a lot of diapers, but that's just what it is. Like, they're not gonna sell anything like that, and you're not gonna be able to push that product. A lot of people hit up controller companies, headset companies, keyboard companies, and stuff like that, like anything that has to do with electronics, and they kind of stay in that whole zone. For me personally, I think you should hit up any other company, whether it be drink companies, any company that has the financial resources to be able to take care of your team. But also, you need to hit them with an approach that, because if you don't have a lot of YouTube subscribers, and if you don't have a lot of Twitter followers, and you're kind of just sitting there and you're like, hey, I don't have a bunch of this stuff, then you better have passion for what you're doing, and don't give up on it. Just because you may not have it right away doesn't mean that you will not get it. And I say that wholeheartedly, because I think that when you have passion for something, or a motivational drive to get something done, then you can definitely do it. So for example, if you're questioning yourself and wanting to hit up sponsors, then I would write an email, or I would get in contact with the person I need to, whether it's the person that handles their PR or their public relations, or someone that handles their company I would get their personal contact info, whether it's a company email, as long as it's personal and directed to who it needs to be, because they receive a lot of those on the daily. And I would send them an email stating what exactly you're doing, what exactly gaming is, because you need to talk to these people. This is one thing I learned early in my gaming career. Talk to them as if you're trying to explain what you're doing to your grandmother or your grandpa, because a lot of these companies are owned by these 60 to 80-year-old men or women that have no idea what gaming is, and quite frankly could care less, because let's be honest, gaming has a bad stereotype. You know what I mean? Like lately there's been stuff going on about, oh, gaming causes people to shoot up schools, or gaming causes people to do this and that, which we all know that that's not true. You know, gaming doesn't cause that for anything, in my opinion. You know, like it's kind of like guns don't kill people, people kill people, or whatever that is, you know. And that's also true. It's people's actions are what's going to happen out of that. So you want to make sure you hit up these companies or corporations saying, hey, this is what MLG is, this is gaming, and I want to I'm trying to have your company sponsor my team and or myself to get to this event so I can brand or market your product. And then you want to hit them with all the statistics, like an MLG live stream, how you can hand out cards. And sometimes you have to give a little to get a little. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say you step up to the plate and you say, I can make business cards for your company, or I could receive them and I could hand them out at the event. Like, for example, in 2009, a company approached me. They were actually a company that had a really smart idea, and they made these gaming consoles that were mobile. So like, it was like a briefcase, right, where you could open it up, and they were like a mobile gaming thing. And it was a really sweet idea. I don't think they're still around. They might be. It's not Games. That's like the new company of it. It's called Games. That company is awesome. We might work with them in the future. But it was another one, and they sent me a bunch of business cards and told me if I could get 50 people to call them about their product, then they would cover my team for the full year. And it ended up having 125 people call them from one event, and that was a local event. And a lot of the people just called them asking what the product is, how much it costs, etc. And going into that, they were like, wow, you did that. We'll definitely like to work something with you. This is that three-piece I was talking about. I believe this is it. Pretty good three-piece. Yeah, it's coming up. But I just feel that if you can do that and impress companies and corporations like that, then you're definitely going to have a better understanding and a better acknowledgement to say, hey, this is what I can do for you. Is that enough? And even if it's not, then you got to get your foot in the door. You know, like I know for a fact there's a lot of people even with Gamma Labs that want to be Gamma gamers and stuff, but they're just not there yet because of their numbers. And it's going to be very difficult. I'm not sitting here saying that you can land anything. Just don't give up and let your dream happen, I guess. Either way, this is Foreplay from Team Caliber Gaming, as well as Team Envious, as well as the Foreplay gang. I hope that this video helped you a little bit. Kind of went on a rant about sponsors and stuff, but either way, you guys are the best. Take care. Peace. What up, Foreplay gang? I hope that you guys like that branding yourself part 2. Kind of a little video more so about sponsors and stuff, but a lot of people were asking me if I could do a video regarding that because the last one I did was on the pro scene. As for the pro scene, I'm definitely trying to bring that back. But you know the drill. Video in the top left, which is branding yourself version 1. And then in the top right, we got a random commentary that I did. I might put a listening up there, actually. Top right, listening. As always, take care. Keep dominating your game. Peace.